Live from our Jackson studio. Live from the Midtown Jackson studio and live from well into Deep 13. This is Last Call Cafe on Spreaker with the animalistic Jay the Brain Man, the animalistic Matthew the Wizard Nichols, and the pause for consideration, Steve the Baxman Baxley. I'm Franklin Pangborn, your announcer, with Morgul as the friendly drone. Let's go to the cafe and find out what's going on and join the guys on a whole crowd. It's Last Call Cafe on Spreaker. Welcome one and all to the Corsican Ball. That's right, it's another Sunday night dynamite-inducing edition of Last Call Cafe, the only show that enters your mind.
I'm back.
And turns it in to an entire bed and breakfast where we get to stay in rent-free. Yes, friends, Steve the Baxman Baxley here. A pleasure to be here. And speaking of pleasure, I have two of my other hosts here. Ladies and gentlemen, the first one we intro like this. He is the intergender wrestling champion of the world, undisputed for good, and the host of the fastest growing, multi-talented media anime wrestling show in the known universe. Jay the Brain Man presents Wrestle Anime Head. Coming up every Sunday night at 11:30 right here on Spreaker.com. And he's also manager of managers and managers of champions. He is the one, the only.
Jay the Brain Man rolls last week's episode as well as this week's episodes.
And if you wish to find out what he just said, send $50 to CNN Transcripts, Atlanta, Georgia. And, ladies and gentlemen, with the brain, we have the wizard. He is the friend of gamers, the gamer's gamer. You want to know how good this guy is? Here's to see his Twitch channel. It's awesome. He's got some good Twitchers as well. Friends, Romans, countrymen, gamers, lend him your ears, nose, throat, and every other orifice you can think of. He is the wizard, Matthew Nichols.
Sup?
Merriment. It is Last Call Cafe, as I said. Gentlemen, how y'all doing? Brain?
Good.
How's it going?
Good.
It's going.
Populate sorted. Sir Mr. Franklin Pangborn stepping up to the mic. microphone as he answers for years. That's right, it's time now for the Gamer News Wizard. Here's the wizard, Matthew Nichols.
Okay, this week on Gamer News, well, Ubisoft's new open world game, Immortals Felix Rising, just recently came out, and it's been getting some pretty positive reviews. I even got the game myself, and it's going to be a Christmas present on the PlayStation 5. And this week, I believe, on December 8th, which is, I believe, Tuesday, Destiny 2 is finally going to get its next-gen updates, which means 60 frames per second the view slider, 120 frames per second Crucible, and 4K resolution, and faster load times. And that's pretty much it on my part.
And that's Gamer News for this week. Join us next week for more Gamer News. Steve, back to you. Thank you, Payne. Thank you, Franklin. Right now, here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. It's time to have your weekly brain scan. What is the brainwave this week, sir?
Nothing.
And that's your brainwave, folks. I love it. And okay, I'm back here. 11 minutes. We're moving this along swiftly and uncontrollably and insanely. Makes things interesting, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Let's keep going, folks. Got some weird news for you, and then we'll get to our comedy act du jour. And it's classic. So get ready for the fun of that. I think this week's going to be George Carlin. Lord help us all. Okay. Some odd news stories for you folks. Not just weird, but very odd. Got some news. These, of course, from the United Press International. A Canadian YouTuber earned a Guinness World Record for taking his engineering skills to a galaxy far, far away and built the world's first retractable proto-lightsaber. James Hobson said he and his team at Hacksmith Industries were inspired by the Star Wars films to create their own version of a retractable plasma lightsaber. The lightsaber has a hilt designed to resemble those used by the Jedi Knights, but is attached to tanks of liquid propane gas and oxygen to create the high level of heat required to make the plasma beam. The blade can be extended and retracted with a push of a button. The innovation earned Hobson a Guinness World Record for creating the world's first retractable proto-lightsaber. The video, of which there is, shared by Guinness, shows Hobson using the lightsaber to cut through objects, including a stormtrooper mannequin and various Metals. Oh, yes, indeed. Don't you just love it? If they can only just find a real-life R2-D2 and C-3PO, we'd be all making it here, wouldn't we? Okay, let's keep going here. Some more odd news. The world's first commercially printed Christmas card, originally marketed in 1843, we're not sure if it was from Hallmark, is being sold through a Boston-based book dealer for $25,000. The card, created by Henry Cole, John Callcott Horsley, and Joseph Cundall, in the same year that Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol was first published, shows a large family, including a young girl, gathered round a table, drinking glasses of wine. The card proved controversial at the time, with members of Britain's temperance movement decrying the depiction of alcohol consumption by the young girl. Justin Schiller, president of Battledore Limited, the New York Antiques or Antiquities dealership that currently owns the card, said the card was so controversial when it was released that it was 3 years before another Christmas card was commercially printed. So it must have been owned by Hallmark. About 1,000 copies of the card were originally produced, and around 30 are known to still exist. The one being sold through Boston-based book dealer Marvin Getman as one of the finest known copies still in circulation. The card went on sale Friday with an asking price of $25,000. I would probably find out how much it really was worth by going to eBay, but that's just me. Okay, folks, we've all ridden some of those electric wheelchairs, those electronic carts, you know, the ones we talk about. Well, a British man went one further. He was diagnosed with motor neuron disease in 2013. He broke a Guinness World Record when he took his prototype electric wheelchair, which sort of, I'm going to say it, is a cross of an electric wheelchair with a dune buggy, to the top speed of 66.826 miles per hour. Jason Liversidge, who has only 5% body mobility after being diagnosed with the progressive disease in 2013, said he teamed up 3 years ago with engineer Graham Sykes, electric vehicle specialist Ian Goodman, and Rod Heald from the British design and engineering firm Heald to create an electric wheelchair designed for speed. Liversidge said, quote, "My wife Liz thinks I'm slightly bald me for doing that, although she's 100% behind me." Liversidge took the prototype wheelchair for a spin at the Evington Airfield in Yorkshire, England, with the UK Timing Association measuring his speed. Liversidge's first two runs on the track saw him reach top speeds of 51.3 and 52.7 miles per hour, and he increased the battery voltage for the third run and reached speeds of 66.826 miles per hour. The fastest run was enough to earn him the record for fastest speed by an electric mobility vehicle prototype. His record attempt raised money for the Motor Disease Association. It's not bad. Okay, one more little tidbit of oddness. A silver-colored metal monolith has been discovered in California shortly after similar monoliths in Utah and Romania were discovered and subsequently removed. The first metal monolith was discovered by a Utah Department of Public Safety Aero Bureau helicopter crew in the rural area in the southwest part of the state of Utah in late November. The mysterious landmark became a tourist attraction before being removed days later by a group of men who said they were seeking to stop the influx of visitors from ruining the natural landscape and leaving behind trash. I think we weren't supposed to talk about the election. A very similar structure was spotted on a hill near the Petrodava Dakin Fortress in Romania a few days ago after the Utah monolith first appeared, and it was removed by an unknown party shortly after the initial sighting. California monolith was photographed Wednesday at the top of Pine Mountain in Atasado. Deputy City Manager Terry Banish confirmed the object was removed by unknown means Thursday morning. She said the city did not remove the monolith and does not intend to investigate the matter. Witnesses to the California monolith's removal said the culprits were vandals from out of town who replaced the structure with a wooden cross. Now, the origin of all three objects remains unknown. Now, for those of you who have seen the classic sci-fi movie 2001 Space Odyssey, know the part where these apes saw this large rectangular, upside down rectangular shape in the beginning of the movie. And that is what these things look like. I mean, that's a little weird, isn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, and one more bit of weirdness and oddness. We've had cars in swimming pools. We've had people in swimming pools. But never had we had a cow in a swimming pool. But let's move to the subject, and I do mean move. Firefighters in Connecticut made a late-night visit to a home to rescue a cow that escaped from its pen and fell into a resident's backyard swimming pool. The Bethlehem Volunteer Fire Department said crews were called out Thursday for a large animal rescue, and they arrived to find a cow had fallen through the cover of an in-ground swimming pool and was stranded in the water. The cow was brought to the edge of the pool where firefighters used ropes and slings to guide the animal up the stairs and out of the water. The bovine was not injured and was returned to its owner, who was utterly delighted to see her. Yep. Are we milking this joke too far? Or are we getting cheesy about it? Next week on the Weird News, escaped sheep wanders into hotel, waits for elevator. It gets bad from there. All this and more on Odd News. Let's go to George Carlin. The General.
How many of you have heard this in your home? Where's the good scissors? I can't keep anything nice in this house. Here's another thing you'll hear at home. Mostly guys say this. Hey, who stole my underwear? Somebody stole my underwear. Which one? This week's underwear. Do you ever look at the crowds in old movies and wonder if they're dead yet? Have you ever tried to throw away an old wastebasket? Can't do it. People keep bringing it back to you, man. Hey, your wastebasket was in the garbage here. Check this out. When you have a package of bacon, underneath all the neat horizontal strips, there's always one weird piece of bacon. What do dogs do on their day off? They can't lie around. That's their job, man. As you know, they search you pretty well at the airport. There'll be lots of places later they'll be searching this, but the airport is where they're kind of trying it out. And as you know, they send your bags through to make sure there are no weapons. Don't want any weapons on the plane, you know. And a little fluoroscope job, and they run you through the model home, and there are no weapons, let them on. You get on the plane, and you're clean. What do? They give you a knife and a fork and all the wine you can drink, man. Man, I could take over a plane with a piece of loose leaf paper, right? Just hold it at the stewardess's neck and threaten paper cuts. Do what he says, do what he says. Oh, there's a moment coming. There's a moment coming. It's not here yet. It's on the way. It's still in the future. Here it is. Oh, it's gone, man. There's no present. Everything is the near future and the recent past. No wonder we can't get anything together. We got no time, man.
Faith in Big God, we're back. Thank you, George Carlin, for making this show a little unforgettable. Steve, Jay, Matt's with us. And we got first, we got to tell you this. Winter came to AEW in a big way. 913,000 viewers watched the return of Sting to TNT after 20 plus years, and a little twist to the heavyweight championship match between Jon Moxley and the Cleaner, Kenny Omega. Wow. By the way, of you who want to know, NXT only pulled in 650,000 viewers. AEW's viewership was the highest it's been in head-to-head shows against NXT since January the 8th. And they had an unpredictable show with a very unpredictable finish. Don Callis, who is the one of the figureheads on Impact Wrestling on Access TV and Twitch, made an appearance because, of course, he's a friend of Kenny Omega. So he was there doing commentary with good old JR, good old Excalibur, and equally interesting Tony Schiavone. When the twist was there, when Kenny injured his head on the heaters because it was cold in Jacksonville. Yes, it does get cold in that part of Florida. Shocking. Though true. And he told the referee that he was hurt, and Moxley hit Callis, dropped the microphone. Omega used it to bop him in the head, and a few moments later, we have a new champion, Kenny Omega, and instead of sticking around, Don Callis and Kenny flew the coop with angry wrestlers and angry AEW executives, and Tony Khan as the Beaver. And Alex Marvez said, wait a minute, what's going on? What do you got to say about this? Callis then told Marvez, you'll all find out on Tuesday. Then Marvez realized, AEW's not on Tuesday, we're on Wednesday. And then, boom, Callis mentioned Impact Wrestling Access on Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Well, found out that this was a one-shot deal between Impact Wrestling and AEW, but I have a feeling there's going to be more of this to come. So look for more. So look for some Impact wrestlers. Look for the deal to be like they got with the NWA. Look for some of their wrestlers on Impact on Dynamite. So. Man, they did a damn good job Wednesday, I gotta tell you. And we all know WWE hates to open themselves up with other promotions. But after seeing the ratings, guess what? Reportedly, Wrestle Talk News says that reportedly Triple H is sort of becoming a little open to allow other promotions to pay the WWE a call. And, sort of do a little cross-promotion deal. To all wrestling promotions, independent or otherwise, do us all a favor. Avoid WWE. Go to AEW. There you go. Or the NWA, one of the two. But there you go. So congratulations, AEW, on another hot show. Next week, which I think is the next to final live broadcast for the year. Will they or won't they break up the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, and MJF? The ultimatum handed out will become reality next week, 8 o'clock, on AEW on the big network, TNT. And Jimmy and the General are here. Frank, do your thing.
Now it's time for the insidious belch of the week with General Big Jimmy Billy Bob Bo Schwartz and Lieutenant Timmy.
Thank you, boys. Thank you. I know time is short, so let's get this thing over with. Man, I love this new voice. For now, let me just do this. Yes, howdy, boys. Wizard, how you doing?
Doing pretty well.
Thank you. I like that smile. Got that coal right there. Brain, how you doing, sir?
Good.
All right. Now then, let's get with it. Let's get to it. Let's just get to the belch of the week this week. Well, want to know something? We'll give it to want to give it to?
Yes, sir. I want to give it to somebody.
Okay, Jimmy, give it to him.
Yes, I want to give it to. I'm going to give it to KWOC TV in Iowa, somewhere about.
Oh yeah, that's right. They were the only NBC station that did not air the Steelers-Ravens game, which insulted and infuriated some football fans in their area. So, to KWQC and their owners, whoever these gentlemen, preempt this. Jimmy, fill them up.
Yes, sir. We got them everything. Got them corn. Got that sweet corn. We got that cream corn. And, of course, we got the booze corn, from my Uncle Timmy.
Yeah, by the way, how is he?
He doing good, sir.
Okay. Whoa. That's a little too much of that one corn.
Well, Uncle Timmy likes to add that little flavor, ethyl.
Oh, they still serve that gas? When ready! Fire! Thank you, brother. See you next week. Next man, take it away.
Okay, and thank you, General. Gentlemen, any final words, final comments, or suggestions?
Nope.
Well, I'm going to be looking forward to that Mega 500 belch.
Ooh, so am I. So am I. We can't wait. The belch that made New Year's Eve famous. And that's coming up for our new show, our new year-end show title, New Year's Schlacken Eve. Get ready for it, because, baby, it is going to be a blast. That is going to wrap things up for us. We have done the duty of entertaining you and everything else. We're still working on getting phone calls, so we'll have an announcement before the our year-end special. But right now, that is going to wrap things up for us for the Last Call Cafe here on Spreaker. We will talk to you next Sunday. So please join us then. It'll be more funnier, more exciting, and we may drop the F-bombs. So for the brain, for the wizard, I'm the Baxman saying, oi.